Hey, what's up?
Hey, it's Joe. Sorry we're a few minutes late, but I have Randy Orton on the other line for you.
Awesome, thank you.
All right, no problem. Hold on 1 second. Randy Orton. Yes. Randy, you're on the line with Russ Weekland from HollywoodLife.com. Russ, you're on the line with WWE superstar Randy Orton.
Hello, Randy. How are you? I'm doing great.
Very good.
Excellent. First, I want to talk to you about That's What I Am. I saw it the other day, and it's awesome. It's like unbelievably good.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
I was wondering, it really feels like a Wonder Years type, like I was watching the Wonder Years, and your character pretty much starts up a lot of trouble in it. Could you tell us a little bit about your character and moving forward, what type of films you'd like to be involved in?
Well, first off, I was really happy to do the film, and of course Ed Harris and Amy Madigan. I mean, me being very new to that world of acting, of course surrounding myself by those awesome actors really helped me out, and learning from them. I took about 25 hours of acting classes, which isn't by any means a lot, but with my schedule, it was about all I had time for.
Right.
Ted DiBiase actually took over the role of Marine 2 after I had gotten the role back in '08, and then broke my collarbone, and then broke it again, and I wasn't able to do that film. But I think that was a good thing. This movie is very different than the Marine 2, and the character I played was, of course, a lot different. And it's a period piece. I think it was in the '60s. Is the time frame there, and basically I'm a father whose son is the school bully, and as you saw, my son, he does a few things to get himself in trouble, and one of his teachers, played by Ed Harris, who is Mr. Simon, he spreads a rumor about this teacher, and the rumor is that his teacher's homosexual, and now these kids, his friends, they don't even know what a homosexual is,
right.
But they think it has a little bit of a negative connotation attached to it, and they tell their parents. My son tells me, and being in the '60s, of course, there's no way that I believe a homosexual should be teaching my son. And I go to the principal, and I stir up a little, with Amy Madigan, who plays the principal, and had a couple really cool scenes with her where I threatened her, get rid of this teacher, or else I will go to the papers. I'll go to the media. I'll tell every parent in this school, who you're allowing to teach our children. And really, my role in the movie caused, everything to be turned upside down. And really, this character who Ed Harris played to really, make a huge decision. And that was, was he going to give in and give these parents, an answer to this question that they had no business knowing, a question that didn't even pertain anything to the kind of teacher he was, and it really, it was, I liked the film when I saw it at the Santa Barbara Film Festival, which was a great experience as well to be a part of. And it was my first time seeing the movie as a whole, seeing the whole, the moral of the story, basically, that, basically accept people for who they are. You don't have to agree with them, you don't have to like them, but just to tolerate them. Tolerance is huge. And I think if anything, the message that movie, that story tells is pretty cool, and it's a lot different than a lot of movies out today. It's a lot different than any WWE film that's coming out, which are mostly comedies and action films starring John Cena.
Right.
So I think that's cool too, because it's a unique film, but mainly just, the experience was great. And as far as moving forward and any acting in the future, wrestling's my love. I love what I do for a living. It's my first priority besides my family, as far as work's concerned. And, if I have time, if the WWE, if Vince McMahon allows me to, get involved in any other projects pertaining to movies, I would love to do it. And if I could do one, I know The Expendables 2 is in the middle of casting, and they're going to be shooting soon. And, WWE has a little bit of a relationship relationship with Sylvester Stallone, who of course is in charge of everything pertaining to that movie. I'd love to do something like that. Even if it was just a couple scenes. I think that, with my experience, my limited experience in acting, I think that's what I need right now is just small roles. And of course I'm all tattooed up. I'm bigger than your average actor, so
Right.
I'm not going to be in some, romantic comedy. I'm not going to be in some,
You never know. You never know. Well, I thought. I mean, oh, go ahead.
What's that?
You.
I was going to say, acting, I hate to be, the typical, stereotype for what I'm looking like these days, but I love action movies. I love the bang bang shoot 'em up type movies, and to be a part of something like that, I think would really be cool. I would enjoy that.
So wrestling and acting. How about Dancing with the Stars, like what Chris Jericho is doing? Do you have any interest in that?
If they came to me and the WWE was willing to let me do it, and I had plenty of time to practice,
Right.
I would love to do it. Me and Chris get along great, and I watched his cha-cha, and I was impressed, because it takes a lot of balls
Yeah.
to go out there and
Yeah.
move like that. And as far as right now, I can't dance. I can't dance at all. Just ask my wife. I got a little bit of rhythm, I think, and I think I could learn, but I have no dancing experience whatsoever.
Right.
But man, they get a lot of viewers, man, and to show what a WWE superstar is capable of doing, I think I could definitely do it, given enough time to practice and to be off the road and to prepare. I would love to do it.
Now, leading up to WrestleMania, less than 2 weeks away, your feud with CM Punk has really taken a mind of its own. What can we expect from the match? Because it's been like years in the making for this match between you two.
Sure. 3 years ago I cost him the title. Back in January at the Royal Rumble, he cost me the title. And then at the Elimination Chamber, he cost me, being in a match for the title at WrestleMania. So I would say back at the Rumble we were even, but he took it a little far at the Elimination Chamber, and I think Retribution, as far as I'm concerned, was kicking all his guys in the head, putting the new Nexus pretty much in mission. There is no such thing as the new Nexus anymore. Now it's just CM Punk standing alone against Randy Orton, and I don't think he's got a chance in hell. Of course, I am a little biased, but I've got a lot more experience at WrestleManias than he, and I think when it comes down to it, the energy that's going to be there with those 70,000 plus fans in that arena, not to mention the millions around the world watching live on pay-per-view April 3rd, 7 p.m. Eastern time, shit's going on, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Totally.
I am going to beat him pillar to post, and I'm going to have no remorse whatsoever for my actions. And if anyone's capable of doing things and not the typical good guy is doing, it's me. I'm still a villain in my own right, and I'm going to show CM Punk what I'm all about.
Yeah, I mean, when you're in the ring with CM Punk, I'll be there live watching it. And another person that you might have to deal with, I know he's dealing with Cena and The Miz right now, but The Rock is going to be in the building. If he confronts you in any way, how do you think you'll handle that?
Well, the April 3rd, WrestleMania 27, it's not about Randy Orton and The Rock. The Rock, as far as I'm concerned, doesn't have any business, sticking his nose in any matches whatsoever. Everything has been, the road to WrestleMania, is going on with or without The Rock. And when I say with or without The Rock, what has he been at one of our shows? I think he's made one live appearance at Raw. Everything
Right.
else has been taped in his home via satellite. Like, I'm not too worried about it. I wouldn't be surprised if I showed up at WrestleMania 27 and The Rock wasn't even there, and they had some, via satellite thing for him to do, in between matches. John Cena owning The Rock, whether it's in a match, whether there's any physicality, or even just on the stick. John Cena's 10 times more witty than The Rock. He comes up with all his own material. Not to mention, he's been in the ring. He's had a couple thousand matches over the last 7 years. How many's The Rock had?
Right.
Zilch. You know, Rock's been quoted as saying in interviews that he doesn't want to be known as a WWE superstar. You know, he wants to be known as an actor. You know, and now all of a sudden he comes back. You know, and guess what? WrestleMania's a month away. Of course he's going to come back. He wants to be a part of our biggest show. You know, and he says to the fans, he tells them what they want to hear. You know, I am not going anywhere. I promise that I'm here to stay. You know, and now I hear he's got another movie in the works. You know, how's he going to accomplish, you know, being on WWE programming week to week live on Raw with a movie going on? You know, it's just, you know, I just think it's a lot of BS out of The Rock's mouth. You know, he's got a couple catchphrases. He's The Rock. You know, I'm not taking anything away from him. You know, I'm not. I don't want to sound like I'm jealous that he is an entertaining son of a bitch. But you know, I don't think. I think he's old news. You know, he didn't come back with nothing new. He's got a T-shirt. You know, just bring it. I bring it. Whatever it is. I've heard before the old candy ass, sideways up your ass. This is that. You smell The Rock's cooking. You know, finally The Rock's back in whatever town you're in. You know, whatever. I've heard it all before. That's old news. We're the future. We're busting our hump. You know, in the ring 4 or 5 days a week, going overseas 2 weeks in a row, European tours, South American tours, Central American tours, Australia, New Zealand, Japan, China, you name it, we're there. Canada, Mexico, he's not. So when it comes down to it, he wants to get in my business WrestleMania, I'll just give him an RKO wherever he's standing. I don't care. That's it. My line's on CM Punk for WrestleMania.
Now, there's one more week, there's one more Raw before WrestleMania, and CM Punk's going to play a couple more games with you. And what if, like, something came about to where you couldn't use your RKO in the match, and you couldn't use the boot to the head? How would you...
well, you know what? I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. I know there was talk. He was going to try and make our match a submission-only match, you know. And, of course, it'd be a handicap for me. I don't have a submission that I use. But I'll tell you what, if it was a submission match, I'd watch some old tapes. I'd come up with a submission that worked, and I'd make him tap out with it. You know, when it comes down to it, I'm more talented than CM Punk. I've been doing this on the WWE stage longer than CM Punk. I got the fans in my corner, and I have the determination. You know, I am not going to lose this match at WrestleMania 27. I will win, and whether the kick or no kick, if I'm allowed to or not, I'll beat him. However, I got to beat him, and then I'll kick him in the head. There ain't nothing no one can do about it then. Either way, CM Punk is going to be down and out. 1, 2, 3 WrestleMania 27. Whether he's tapping, I'm beating him with the pin, kicking him in the head till he's unconscious, or the referee has to count him out. It don't matter. I am winning WrestleMania 27. I have every bit of confidence in myself to do so.
Awesome. Well, I'm so much looking forward to it. Thank you very much for taking the time.
Yeah, man. No, I appreciate the interview, Russ. Thanks. Thanks, Russ.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it.
Bye now.
Bye.